All right, let's do this. More practice. Inscribed angles, central angles, quadrilaterals, inscribed in a circle. Not gonna lie, I wasn't looking forward to this one because it's a really long one. So do what you need to do. Hopefully you practice it. You just kind of checking answers so you can kind of fast forward through this. But I have the pleasure of sitting and going through every single problem. All right, so here we go with the first one, central angle being 104. So then here's that diameter again that we've been talking about. So you can do 180 minus 104. That's going to give you 76 there. That's going to give you 76 there. You've completed all of your angles. Since it's a central angle, you can throw them all outside there where they hit those arcs. If you did it right, if you add them all up, they should come up to 360. All right, so arc DE, that's 104. Arc FE, that was 76. We're going to go ahead and trace arc DEF. So you're going to add up that 104 and 76. That's going to give you 180. And then arc CFD, going all the way around. You're grabbing 104, 76, and 104. And that's going to give you 284. And then arc DFE, okay, similar, but now you're grabbing 76, 104, and 76, and that's going to give you 256. There's number one. Two, okay, same thing, finding all the arcs, so we better go ahead and find all these arcs. So right here, I notice that right there, that's a 180 right there, so you know that this arc here is going to be 180. So you can go ahead and add up that 25, that 44, subtract it from 180, and that's going to give you 111. So that gives you that there. You know on the other side of that arc is going to be another 180, but you don't have any angles to grab that from. So what you can do is you notice that these vertical right here, you can pull this 25 all the way across and put it right there. And then you can go ahead and say 180 minus 25, and that's going to be 155 degrees. Okay, so then there we go. So noticing on my paper I wrote 165, so all my numbers might be off now. Let's try it. TQ, that's the 44 and the 25. That's going to be 69. QR, that's right here. That's going to be 155. TS, that's right here. Arc TS, that's 111. SQR, so where is it? Here's S, here's Q, here's R. So that's going to be all of the angles added up together. So that's going to be 335 degrees. So I'm adding 111 plus 44 plus 25 plus 155. And angle RQT. Okay, here's R, here's Q, and here's T. So you're doing 155 plus 25 plus 44, and that's 224 I have on my paper. I better double check that for you. So that's 155, 25, that's 180 plus the 44. We're good to go. Okay, so we're good. So there you go for number two. If you're just joining us, didn't do the work, have no idea what I'm doing here, want to give a pause, give these ones some practice. Okay, knock yourself out. Otherwise, here we go. Right away, I'm going to mark that guy to be 90. Okay, again, here's that diameter going through that center, so you know that, I can pull this out here, 90 plus 67 plus what is going to give you 180 degrees, and that's going to be 23. It's basically exactly the same as that last one, because I can pull this for that 23, so there you go, 23. And then you're going to do 180 minus 23, and that's going to be 157. Okay, so now you have all your arcs. So now you can answer all the questions. KL, 23. LON, so you're going to add up L to O to N, that's 23, 157, and 23. That's going to be 203. Then arc OM, okay, OM, that's right here. Remember, it's always the shortest distance, so I'm not going to go through the major arc. I'm going to stay over here on the minor. So that's 90 plus 23. That's going to be 113. Then we have arc KNL. Okay, so now, again, we're going to trace all K, all N, all L. You're going to add up all those arcs you just grabbed, and you're going to get 337. And then arc NL, where am I? Here it is, NL, which is arc 90 and arc 67, and that's 157. All right, number 4. Okay, again, finding all my arcs. So here's that diameter that I always try to look for. There's one there, but notice it's a little different than those other ones because you can't just subtract 180 with 108 because there's 2 angles divided in this one. So I'm going to start on this side that only has 2 angles here. This one had 3. So I'll do 180 minus 55, and that's going to be 125. Okay, here is a central angle, vertical angle, so you can pull that all the way across over here, so that's 55. So now to make this diameter, which was YW, you can add the 55 and the 108 and subtract it from 180, and then that's going to give you right there 17. So that's YU, 17. XW, here it is there, XW, 125. XVW, so now you're going to trace X to V to W, add up all those arcs that you just hit, and you're going to get 235. Arc VW was 55, and arc YWU, trace from the Y, trace to the W, trace to U. It's all of them except for the 17, so that's going to give me 343. So there's some general practice just working with some angles. Then when we get to these next questions, we start working with X values, right? So solving for X and then plugging that in and finding all the rest of them. So we're going to have to set up equations first and solve those equations. So sometimes it just depends. So you just try to do your best to see what they're trying to give you. And right there I could draw a diameter, so I know that those 2 arcs created is going to be 180. So I could do x minus 3, and 12x minus 25 is going to be equal to 180. We'll do some math here. So 13x minus 28 equals 180. Then I'll have 13x is going to be, what is that, 230 something, 208. Then you're going to divide by 13, and you're going to get 16. Okay, so you got your value of x, 16. Now from there, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to substitute that x to go ahead and find the arcs that they want to do. So 16 minus 3, that's going to be 13 there. Here is 12 times 16 minus 25, and that's going to give you 167. Now, we don't have to worry about any more math here. I could just pull this across there, pull that across there, and now you have all your arcs, 13 and 167. So the first one, DE, that's 167. Next one, EF, that's going to be 13. And then they're going to draw a major with D, F, and G. So you trace that all the way around, add up all the arcs that you hit on the way, and that's going to be 3, 4, 7. Okay, same game here. What kind of equation can we set up? Well, if I notice, these are 2 central angles across, 2 arcs across, so I'll just go ahead and set them equal to each other. 10x minus 45 equals 6x minus 1. We'll do some math here. So 4x equals 44. X is going to be 11. And we can go ahead and substitute that. And we're going to get 65 here, which means 65's there. Okay, right there you got your diameter, which is 180. So you can do 180 minus 65. That's going to be 115, and that guy's going to be 115 there. So arc MN was 65, arc NP was 115. Now we have to go ahead and trace NQP, and we have to go this way to hit that Q in the middle, and we'll add up the 65, the 115, and the 65, and that's going to be 245. All right, so hopefully this is helping. You can try the next one if you want to hit pause, or you're just checking your answers and you're barely watching what I'm doing here. 90. Okay, now they gave me this arc, they gave me this arc, they gave me this arc, they gave me that arc. All those arcs complete the circle. So if I'm completing circle with arcs, I know I'm 360. You're not using anything that we used before because there is no diameter, so there's no 180. Okay, so that might be, some people might be saying, well, why can't I just do the 90 and the 12x? Well, if you see, it kind of bends down, so this is not a diameter, so it's not 180, and you don't have central vertical angles or anything here. So I'm going to go ahead and add up the 12x, I'm going to add up the 90, the 2x plus 5, and the 17x minus 14. Okay, we'll combine like terms here. We're going to get 31x plus 81 equals 360. 31x equals 279, and 279 divided by 31 is 9. Now you got to go ahead and substitute that 9 into all of your x's, and over here you're going to get 108. Over here you're going to get 139, and over here you're going to get 23. So arc AD is going to be 108. Arc BC is going to be 23. Arc DC is going to be 139. And then go for that major arc tracing DBC, 90, 23, and 108. That's going to be 221. Okay, so there you go for number 7. All right, so now let's take a look at some quadrilaterals. Opposite angles are 180. So here for angle B, I'm going to do 180 minus 68, and that's going to be 79. No, angle B, am I right? No, that's going to be 112. Getting ahead of myself here. Because opposite of that is angle A, and 101 minus 180, oh, I'm all over the place, is 79. Okay, there you go there. Now we'll switch over to some inscribed angles. Remember, you're doing half, you're doubling the angle to make the arc to find these angles. So first one here, we're going to look at GHJ. So here's G, here's H, and here is J right there. So that was that created this arc GJ there. Try to say that like 3 times for you. GJ, GJ, GJ. It's a tough one. It sounds like DJ. So you need that arc. You don't have it, but you have all the other arcs. So you could go ahead, add up all of these arcs there, subtract it from 360, and you're going to get 142. Then if I took half of it, that's going to give me that arc to be 71. All right? So there's that first one. Next one, they're going to talk about angle GIJ. GIJ. And then that gives us that tongue twister of GJ again. So you have 2 inscribed angles that share an arc. So then that means their angles are going to be congruent also. GJ, GJ. JG, I should have just said that, and I wouldn't be on this tangent right now trying to figure all this stuff out. All right, here we go. Arc, an angle here. The vertex is on the circle, so it's inscribed. Double your angle, and that's going to be equal to your arc. So that's what I did there. And then we're going to end up getting 144 equals 16x. Divide by 16, and we're going to get 9. Solve for x, all done. All right. Here's the inscribed angle there. Here was the arc that it was created. We don't know it, but I know the other 2. So you can go ahead, add those 2 angles up, subtract him from 360, and you're going to get 234. Okay, so there you go there. So again, try and think of it all of them the same. Double the angle will equal the arc. Okay, and that was the arc we found. Okay, so 10x plus 4 equals 234. 10x equals 230. X equals 23. Alrighty, moving right along here, 12. Okay, 12 gets a little bit different here. Now, 59 is the arc. Double it. Okay, that's going to, 59 was the angle. Double the angle, then it's going to give you the arc, so that's going to be 118. Now, the question says to solve for x. X, okay, belongs to this arc. I have this arc, and I have this arc. So you can add up 17x minus 20, 75, and 118, and it's going to give you 360. Do some math here. You're going to get 17x plus 173 equals 360. Move the 173 to the other side. You'll get 187. X is 11. All right, so just always watch what you're doing. Next one. find this value. Now if I take a close look at this, okay. Now there's more than one way to do this one. Which way did I do it? Okay, so what I did when I was looking at it, I said, okay, there's the arc, and that's going to be coming from this angle here. But what I could also say is, well, technically this is going to be 90 because he was created from this diameter, which is 180. Half of 180 is 90. You can do 90 plus 43 and subtract it from 90. And then that's going to give you the arc there, okay? Or this angle here, which is going to be 47. Because 47 plus 43 plus 90 equals 180. Then you can go ahead and grab that there. Double the angle equals the arc. And then that's going to be 100 and, oh, my math is not right here. What do I have? What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. I'm silly. So 2 times 47 is 104, 108, 104. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm lost. I'm on an island. I'm quarantined over here. I'm on an island. I'm on Long Island. For what do I have to do? I have to do 47 times 2. You know, let's just take this. That's 14. That's 94. Oh, I wrote that. I don't know. I have cabin fever. Move the 14. That's 108. Divide both sides by 9, and you get 12. But I had this entire time. So you go there, 12. And finally, 14 on extra more practice. Oh boy, they didn't write it for us. I had to figure it out myself. So measure of angle STU. So here's S, here's T, here's U. So I'm going to be writing that right in here. 13x minus 6. Then, okay, that's arc SU. There it is there. 21x plus 8. Arc UT, that's over here. That's 143. Find the measure of arc ST. All right, so you have a couple things going on here. So they essentially want this arc over here, which would tell me, all right, well, I have to kind of figure everybody out because that's going to be 360. Now, if I'm going to do that, I would need to figure out this arc, which is x. So I'm going to play this game of double the arc double the angle equals the arc. Then we're going to do some math. 26x minus 12 equals 21x plus 8. And then we're going to get 5x. 5x equals 20 when I'm moving everybody around. Okay, this goes there, that goes there. And we're going to get x to be 4. So then I would come over here and do 21 times 4 plus 8. And that's going to be 92. So there you go. There's 3 angles. So the one I don't know, plus the 92, plus the 143 has to equal 360, which means our magical angle is going to be 125. So there you go with some extra, more practice, inscribed angles, some quadrilateral stuff, some central angles. Hopefully all that stuff helped you. Sorry about my whole quarantine cabin fever up there, but we got through it, made it in the end. Have a great day.